I have here a fantastically fresh-smelling, wonderful list of names that we're going to find the opposite of today. Because it's all these people's birthdays. Mickey Rooney, Euripides from ancient Greece, Victoria Woodhull, a suffragette, which has nothing to do with aeroplanes, and Tressie Whaley Mays, who's been thrown under the bus by Leisha. So let's quickly move right ahead. Like this. Because my head moving right. So Mickey Rooney, not related to the mouse at all, and not sponsored by Disney. The opposite of Mickey's name is, of course, the opposite of me is you. The opposite of Key is Lock. You look great today. Sorry. The opposite of a Roo is a car. If you've ever been to Australia, you'll know what I mean. They're not very smart animals. And the opposite of a knee is, of course, an elbow. Happy birthday to Mickey Rooney, who died in 2014, unfortunately. So it's not his birthday today, but I suppose it is his birthday because he's not alive anymore. But he was born back in 1914, I believe. Does that mean he was 100? Let me check those dates. Yes, I had them on my notes here, very official. 1914 to 2014. He's 100. I don't think that's, anyway, could be true. Anyway, the opposite of Mickey Rooney is Yulok Kerelbo. You've got to say it in the accent to make it better. Next up, we have the foe of all trousers. Because if Euripides trousers, Eumenides trousers. Euripides was born in 480. The next door neighbors are doing some angle grinding. 480 he was born in, and then he died in 406 BC. So he went back in time. The opposite of you is me. The opposite of rip is so. The opposite of I is you. And D's. The opposite of D's are does. So the opposite of the great ancient Egyptian, no, Greek. The opposite of the ancient Greek playwright, not play wrong, of Euripides is Mesouidos. Mesouidos? That nearly works. Euripides, Mesouidos. Oh my gosh. One day we'll get one that'll just make a perfect sentence. I suppose it nearly does. Because if Euripides trousers, Mesouidos trousers. Whoa. Mind blown. Next up, we have Victoria Woodhull. Woodhull. I'm sure she would. Hull if she was still alive, but she died in 1927, which was 2 years after my grandmother was born. Unfortunately, she is also dead. Oh dear. So to vie is to do something, I believe. If you vie for the place, if you vie to be the president, that means you're doing something. So the opposite of vie is do not or don't. Ktor. Ktor? See, oh, it's a C. So the opposite of see is blind. Then we have tor. The opposite of tor is to be sown. The opposite of E is ah. The opposite of ah is E. Then we have wood. The opposite of wood is metal. And the opposite of a hull is the inside of the ship. Victoria, if you were still alive, I'm sure you would love to hear this. The opposite of your name is don't blind sown ahi metal inside of the ship. And then, of course, we come to Tressie. You've been thrown under the bus by Leisha, so we're going to do the opposite of your name without your permission because Leisha said that it was a good idea. Unless it's not you, Tressie, it's just a different Tressie with that exact name. I just gotta love hearts. The half-lats. There's lots of half-lats. Now, of course, if we begin, you can see the beginning. We'll put a line there so we can see what we're doing. Tressie. Now, tre means 3 in Latin, or that's close enough. So -3. Then, of course, we have C, Tressie. It's blind. The opposite of a whale is a big animal, so we need a small animal. Swims in the water, not in the water. Maybe a mouse. Mouse. 3 blind mouse. -3 blind mouse. See how they run. See how they won. Okay, and then of course we have maize. The opposite of maize is may knots. They're the knots you make before June. because June's too slow and she needs to speed up with her knots. Tressie, the opposite of your name is -3 blind mouse may knots. Unless you want them to. But thank you so much for breathing and coming on this journey today. Happy birthday to Victoria, to Mickey, to Euripides, and to Tressie. I don't know when your birthday is. Be kind, be curious, and stay awesome.
I don't think so.
Go, Daddy! Yeah!
You are not
Be
gonna
a
make it.
snake! Be a snake!
Yeah, look at my butt! It worked!
I pulled it up for you.
Keep going.
Wonderful seat.
That's really cool.
That was pretty funny. I didn't think I was going to fit it all.
Yeah, me.